You're listening to the Black and Blue Podcast, presented by TeamBoydTV.
The following is a production of TeamBoydTV.com.
All right, settle down. Hey, listen, what's going on, everybody? What is poppin'? It's your boy, Big Q from TeamBoydTV, representing the Black and Blue Podcast today. Hey, y'all are as crunk as I am right now. I am telling you, I am excited because today is schedule release day, which also means that we are so very close to the NFL season kicking off. Oh my God, I'm excited. I am excited, and I'm just looking at Twitter right now. I'm checking out Twitter, and everybody's going crazy. It is ridiculous. I'm looking at, I see my boy, I gotta give a shout out to my boy, EDP445, man, biggest Philadelphia Eagles fan, besides his homegirl, Philadelphia. Those are the Philadelphia Eagles fans, man, and they talking about how brutal they schedule. You know what? This is what I'm going to say. From what I've seen so far, because right now, all I know is that I know who our opponents are. I know we are engaging in battle with the AFC North and the NFC North this season, which means that our schedule is a lot easier than what it was over the past 3 seasons. You know what I'm saying? So that's the way I'm looking at it. And I'm excited. And we're sitting here and I'm waiting. We have like 5 minutes until they release the schedule. And I'm super excited. I'm sitting here pressing the refresh button on NFL.com because I want to see what's going on, and I can't wait to see the schedule. I cannot wait to see it. But that's what we doing today. Today we are we looking at the oh goodness, here we go. The schedule is up. It is up. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so let's go ahead and pick the Carolina Panthers. And what do we? Oh, this is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Okay, we're gonna look. This is what we're gonna do today. Today's show is about the 2014 NFL schedule release, just for the Carolina Panthers, right? Just for the Carolina Panthers, because this is the Black and Blue Podcast. We just talk about the Carolina Panthers here. That's what we do. And I'm gonna tell you, before we completely get into this, because I'm looking at this and I am super excited. I am super excited. Oh my goodness. I got chill bumps. I got goosebumps right now looking at this. I really do. And, cause we so close. And then in a couple weeks, I think we got like 2 weeks and we get the draft, training camp. Next thing you know, it'll be preseason. Yes. You know what I mean? Yes. And for everybody who's paying attention right now, since the schedule came out today, I've been saying this on the Black and Blue Podcast since episode 1. I've been waiting on this schedule to be released so I can announce the I can't tell y'all right now. Okay, I can't tell you. But if you've been paying attention to the show, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so we've been waiting on this and we got it finally. Now I'm gonna tell you this. I was sitting there. I think I was watching NFL Network. I think I mentioned this on the Black and Blue Podcast. I don't know, maybe like 2 weeks ago, probably. How I was laying in bed and I wasn't really looking at the TV. But I was listening to the TV, you know what I mean? And, man, I think I heard one of the guys on there say, oh, the NFL schedule release will be on Monday. I'm talking about this Monday. It was on Monday at 3 p.m. So I was like, oh, that's awesome. This is awesome. Monday rolls around. Don't get the schedule. Read online. Oh, we're going to push it back. The schedule could be released on the 21st or the 22nd. And then so I'm thinking, okay, Tuesday. All right, cool. I have the other podcast that I do on Tuesday. But you know what? I would make an exception if the schedule came out on Tuesday. And guess what? The schedule did not come out on Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? The schedule did not come out on Tuesday. And then so I listened to the thing this morning before I went to work, and they was like, oh yes, the schedule will be out at 8 p.m. Today. And I was like, oh, that's cool. Cause I normally start the Black and Blue Podcast around 7:00 on Wednesday. So I was like, it's okay. I'll push it back to 7:45, and that kind of thing. And, and I'm all on Twitter and I'm all on Google Plus and on Facebook and stuff talking about, oh goodness, the Black and Blue Podcast, we're going to be we finally get the schedule, this, that, and the third. And now I'm looking at the schedule. I have it right here. And I'm looking at it right now, and I cannot believe it. It is a beautiful, beautiful schedule. Now, we're going to get into the schedule. But before we get into the schedule and whatnot, I do got to recognize a few things. All right. So the first thing we want to talk about, man, listen, I love Spreaker, man. Spreaker they gave me a platform to kind of do my thing on this podcast tip, and I absolutely love it. I would encourage anybody who's either listening to this podcast on iTunes or Stitcher or YouTube or SoundCloud or wherever you listen to it at. I encourage you guys. I encourage you, and you know, when I'm telling you this, you can take it to the bank. I encourage you to go to Spreaker from either the Apple App Store or the Android Google Play Store. Download the Spreaker app, man. Do it. You know, because you can listen to the shows live when you're not at home. You know what I mean? So like right now, we're live. You know, and a couple of you guys are going to miss this because you guys are probably driving. You're probably getting home from work. You're probably on the way to the grocery store with your old lady. You know, you're probably at work, you know what I mean? And you're missing out on the Black and Blue podcast because you don't have the Spreaker app. You know what I mean? You don't have the Spreaker app. You need to get the Spreaker app, download the Spreaker app. And the cool thing about the Spreaker app, if you are a podcaster or you want to get into podcasting, you can use and broadcast live podcasts from the app with your phone. Which is, you know what, I was messing with it last night, and the audio quality is stupendous. It is ridiculous. The folks over at Stitcher are doing their thing. I cannot say enough about them and that kind of thing. So I had to say that because, you know, I've been excited about this, man. And today is the day I've been waiting on for a long time. And I got my eyes on Twitter right now. So I'm looking at it right now. I got it up on my screen. So just in case anybody want to kind of, you know, tweet at me while the show is live, you can do it. Tweet me at TeamBoydTV. At TeamBoydTV. And, you know, if you got a question, a comment, or if you want to have something to say, you can send an email to blackandbluepodcast at teamboydtv.com. You know, you can hit us up on facebook.com/teamboydtv. That's TeamBoyd, TeVee. Yeah, I don't know why they make me spell it like that on Facebook, but it's weird. But it's, TeamBoyd, TeVee. It's weird. You know what I mean? So, with all that out of the way, man, I am glad you guys are here. And I don't know if you guys can feel or hear the excitement in my voice, man, but this is stupendous. I am so glad the day is finally here. And, you know, so we can finally start talking about football again, man. We can start talking about football again. And, you know, it's cool stuff. And there's so many games and there's so many things to talk about as far as the NFL schedule is concerned. I'm going to save that for later on because, you know, this is the Black and Blue podcast and we're here to talk about the Carolina Panthers and whatnot. So all the summer, well, spring, since the off season, it's been a bunch of doom and gloom for the Carolina Panthers, man. And we have been sitting there just very, very upset with everything that's been going on. And, you know, they've been slowly rebuilding the team and getting us a team that's going to be able to compete. And, you know, and everybody was saying all this stuff about, you know, we got these rejects from all these other different teams and, you know, we scrapping together a squad to come out and play this season. You know, I'm thinking about the guys that we picked up in free agency, right? I've been thinking about that. And then I'm looking at the schedule right now with the guys that we have currently on the roster and you know, and praying that, you know, Cam comes back stronger than ever and can still do the things that Cam Newton can do with the repaired ankle and whatnot. But man, the six most difficult based on strength of schedule. You know, I like that because, you know, last year we had like the toughest schedule last year and the second toughest the year before and the toughest the season before that on Cam's rookie campaign. You know, it's been rough for us, man, as far as the scheduling is concerned. But I think we caught a break this year. I think we caught a break this year. Yeah, you know, we got Seahawks on the schedule. Yeah, we got the Ravens on the schedule. You know, and the usual suspects, the Atlanta Falcons, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and the New Orleans Saints. Yeah, they all there. I mean, you know, that's part of the whole thing. You know, that's the part of the whole allure. You know, and that kind of thing. So I am so pumped and I'm so ready for this. I am so ready. So what we're going to do, and I was early. It's only 10 minutes into the broadcast. I'm saying, I'm ready though, because I thought I was going to have a delay. I thought I was going to have to wait on the schedule to come out, but it's here. It's ready to go. And what does it say here? Hold on. What does it say here? It says Ron Rivera can't afford another slow start. It might not cost him his job this time around, but it could cost the Panthers a chance to repeat as division champions. A brutal October schedule might keep the Panthers from going on a 2013 style run if they get behind. From week 6 to week 10, the Panthers face 5 2013 playoff teams. with the Super Bowl champion Seahawks sandwiched in the middle. A Week 12 bye won't give Cam Newton's surgically repaired ankle much rest if he tweaks it early in the season. So that's the outlook that NFL.com has given us for our season, right? And I'm telling you, just by glancing at stuff, I see we got a Sunday night game. I see a Thursday night game. I see a Monday night game. So we got one Monday night game, one Thursday night game, and one Sunday night game, right? So that's what we got so far. And everything else is the normal stuff that we get from Carolina Panthers schedule. Now, before we break this schedule down and get into it and check it out and all that kind of stuff, we got to take a little bit of a break real quick. So what we're going to do is have my brother JB, he gonna lead us off with the thing, and he's going to tell us what's going on. Let's do it.
Yo, JB from TeamBoydTV, co-host of TeamBoydTV Live every Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we'll be discussing updates, breakdowns, and just about everything NFL. Hosted by yours truly, Big Q, co-hosted by me, JB, and my boy Glass from Get With It Sports. If some reason you missed the show, still haven't had your fill, visit TeamBoydTV.com.
What up, football fans? You want to stay up on the latest of TeamBoydTV happenings? Like us on our Facebook page at TeamBoydTV on Facebook. You can also follow us on Twitter at TeamBoydTV and at VernieB73. You can also check out our YouTube page at TeamBoydTV Turbo, where there's live event videos, among other things. You can also keep up with the latest happenings, live chats, question and answer sessions on Google Plus at TeamBoydTV. Thank you once again for watching TeamBoydTV. Okay. Here we go. So, the moment we've been waiting on. We can ready to get into it. So let's do it. We got week 1. Not as exciting as week 1 from 2013, right? Because week 1 from 2013, we had the Seattle Seahawks coming in here, and we hyped this thing up so much on YouTube last season. But this season, not so bad. We actually going on the road this season in a afternoon game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 4:25 on Fox. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, man, and I've been saying this all off season that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is one of the teams in the division that I was the most worried about. We split with the Saints last season. We pretty much swept the Atlanta Falcons last season. I think we swept the Bucs too. But the Bucs, man, they coming in with a new coach, and Lovie Smith which is one of the guys that I like Lovie Smith, and I actually like what he's been doing with his team since he arrived. Bringing in Josh McCown, and Josh McCown kind of knowing that he's not the long-term solution. He understands it. He understands that he's just there to hold the reins until the next big guy gets there. And they understand that, the muscle hamster Doug Martin returns. We stole one of their wide receivers. It's going to be nice to see what Tyquan Underwood, how he feels about going back to Tampa Bay. I think the week 1 situation is actually pretty cool. It's no having to build up all this anticipation for Bank of America Stadium. The first game, our guys go on the road, and and I think it's a nice way to ease into the season. And I'm not saying this Tampa Bay game is going to be. This is not a Tampa Bay team from last year. Ain't no doubt about it. This is not the Tampa Bay team from last season. This is a brand spanking new Tampa Bay squad, and they are coming out there to really play some ball. I think it's going to be an interesting matchup, and I think it's going to be good. And right off the gate, if Carolina can understand and that it's important for them to show their dominance early in the division, because the first game at the gate is a division game, and if they can assert themselves early on the defensive side of the football, give Cam. That's why I gotta hope training camp, goes well, because it's a shame that Cam is gonna miss OTAs and he might not even really get a chance to go out there and get chemistry going with his boys and whatnot. That part scares me. You know what I mean? Because he's not really going to have enough time to really get in there and build a nice little relationship and get the trust going with the new guys and whatnot. But you know what? It was the same thing in his rookie campaign. They had the lockout that year, so he didn't really get a chance to really go out there and get much work in before the season started with his boys. and it's the same situation. So, this is going to be interesting from all levels, man. And it's going to give us a nice look at how this division going to shake out, because I said in the very beginning that it looked like Tampa Bay was going to be a force to be reckoned with in the NFC South this year. And they're going up against the NFC South champions right off the bat. So, they're going to have they got a lot to prove, and they got to, prove that, firing their coach was the right move. Bringing in Lovie Smith was the right move. And that kind of thing. You got Doug Martin and trying to, reinsert himself back into the relevant running back conversation. It makes for a very, very interesting and intriguing opening contest for the Carolina Panthers, right? Then we move on to week two. Week two, that's the home opener for us, right? And the Detroit Lions coming in. And again, another team that's been kind of rebuilt. We got Jim Caldwell at the helm. We have, we got our defensive players, and especially this just newly revamped, secondary that we got out there going up against people like Calvin Johnson, and things like that. Reggie Bush, this is intriguing as well. Now, in the beginning I was saying how excited I was because I thought the schedule was the easiest schedule we've had in a few years, which it is. I don't know. I mean, and it's early, right? It is very early. I'm just looking at it now. This is pre-draft. This is, this is way before the team is complete. So I'm just looking at this from a very, very early standpoint. And I'm just glancing at it. I'm thinking that it's definitely an easier schedule than what we had in the past 3 seasons, right? But again, like I said, Tampa Bay Buccaneers in week 1 is not going to be a walk in the park. And the Lions coming in is not going to be a super easy deal either. But, at the same time, I feel good about these two games. This is better than, well, I guess, because you had Seattle Seahawks coming in week 1 last year. Then you had we went on the road to go face the Buffalo Bills, which is another game we should have won, but we kind of threw it away at the end of the season. Then we came back home and got our first win against the New York Giants. And this one is a little bit different because we go on the road first, right? Come back home and face the Lions. And, again, that game may be tougher than what it looks like right now. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I feel real good about what I'm seeing. And so then, week 3 is another home game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think they finished 8-8 last year, but they had a very, very terrible start. I think they lost something like around 5 games in a row, including one overseas in London. You know what I mean? And I haven't really been paying a lot of attention to what the Steelers been doing this offseason. I haven't really seen Mike Tomlin on TV all that much, and that kind of thing. So, if nothing drastic has happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers, especially if they don't get a superstar out of that draft, I would still believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers are the same sort of kind of Pittsburgh Steelers that we saw last season, right? So that makes me feel real good, right? Now, this is where things get interesting. It would have been way more interesting if it was a home game, right? But it's not a home game. The Carolina Panthers travel to Baltimore, and wow, I don't know where to start with this game. I really don't. The Baltimore Ravens they slipped a little bit last year after winning the Super Bowl. Signed Joe Flacco to this ridiculously lucrative contract. Ran a lot of dudes out of town, including Anquan Bolden and Ed Reed, and Ray Lewis retired. The team looks a lot different than what they did on the Super Bowl year. I think it was 2012. And that kind of thing. So that's the setup. And then, during this offseason, we had an unceremonious departure of our beloved Steve Smith. He lands in Baltimore, which I think personally, because I'm a Steve Smith guy now. Let's keep it real. I'm a Steve Smith guy. But I think personally, this was the best place for Steve Smith to finish, his active, years as a starting wide receiver. I do feel like eventually he'll make his way back to Carolina. Maybe not to play, but maybe just to retire and this, that, and the third. Either way, Smitty, just like I know Smitty. You guys know Smitty. You know what I mean? He been playing a good guy role about this whole thing. He has been an outstanding, person about this whole situation. Not a whole lot of, dirt and mud has been slung about the situation. This goes back to the whole the little crying dude who was crying because Steve Smith left the Panthers, and he went and got the dude the Steve Smith Baltimore Ravens jersey. So Steve Smith is like the ultimate classy person, and he's handled this thing with the utmost class. But I'm telling you, this week 4 matchup in Baltimore, right? When Steve Smith know what's up, he know what's going on, and I'm telling you, that game makes me nervous. And I know my brother JB, he's a Baltimore Ravens diehard, and he was ecstatic when he found out that Steve Smith was coming to Baltimore, in a support role. That game is going to be interesting, and it's funny that they got it at in a 1:00 slot, which is weird. I think they would try to like spotlight that game a little bit better, but it is a week 4 matchup, in an inter-conference type situation. Either way, for Carolina Panthers fans, we will be watching. And I know for me personally, and I may get like stones thrown at me for saying this, but I wish Steve Smith the very best in Baltimore. I want him to succeed. Now, I don't want him, succeeding too much, because I got a feeling either this year or next year is Carolina's time. And it's a shame that, when we finally get out Lombardi, Smith won't be on the squad. Either way, I wish him the best. And I know for me watching this game, I want to see him do well in that game, but I don't want to see him do well enough to kind of torch our boys. I want him to kind of take it easy on it, because, it wasn't really about the boys and Steve Smith. It was Steve Smith in the office. But either way, he got a point to prove. It's an interesting matchup. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be really, really good. So we move on, right? We move on to week 5. We come back home to face the Chicago Bears, right? And this is the NFC North we facing. And, like I said, the NFC North was a little bit weak last season. All the teams kind of finished with the same record and whatnot. The Chicago Bears, have been a little bit depleted. Trestman, I think, Trestman came in and we seen the departure of, what's the run back guy's name? Devin Hester. So it's been, I don't know what the Bears, I don't know what's up with the Bears. I don't know. Their running back situation with Matt Forte, the Bears seem a little shaky to me. I'm thinking the way I'm seeing it, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a Carolina Panthers fan, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm a little bit biased, maybe. But I know, this game doesn't really seem to have, it don't seem like it's going to be like a high profile marquee matchup. I could be surprised in this matchup, but I'm really not. I feel like this game is not really going to be all that interesting. I think, because I'm not giving no picks right now, because I'm not, this is way too early to be talking about picks and stuff, and that's kind of what we do on in a Team Boy TV Live anyway. So I'm not doing that right now. Right now we're just talking about the schedule. You know what I mean? But this one is nice though. Week 6, Cam Newton gets to reunite with his draft buddy, Andy Dalton, right? Mr. I can't win a playoff game to save my life, situation. But then again, Cam ain't won a playoff game yet either. Yeah. Okay, that's right. So I guess they're in the same boat, even though, Andy Dalton has been to more playoff games than Cam. Cam only had 1. Andy Dalton, I think, he's been to the playoffs every season since he's been there, right? So it's 3 playoff games with 0 wins, right? And that kind of thing. I don't know. And that's in Cincinnati. I don't know. I like the matchup, but it's not like, these are teams that, and everybody who know me know that I was singing the Bengals praises a lot last season. I really wanted to see them succeed. But since they, on our schedule this year, not so much. You know what I mean? Not so much at all. Then we get to week 7. Week 7, we go out to Green Bay to face the Packers. Now, the Packers went through some stuff last season. Was it last season? Aaron Rodgers got injured. They went through like 5 different quarterbacks or whatever. I know I'm kind of exaggerating. It had to be at least 3 though. They went through a few quarterbacks. The wide receivers kind of, they got some really nice wide receivers. They do. It's just, I don't know what happened in Green Bay. Eddie Lacy though, that dude was a beast. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what our run D is going to look like, but they're going to need to step their game up in this game because, Eddie Lacy is no joke. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It should be an interesting matchup. Again, it's like there's no teams on here that I'm thinking, oh my God, they're definitely going to beat the brakes off Carolina. You know what I mean? It's not like that. I mean, I'm thinking these NFC North teams, And these AFC North teams I ain't going to say they pushovers, okay? All right. I'm not saying that. I don't want nobody, no. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that by no means. You know what I'm saying? But these are teams that didn't really do too much in the offseason. Not a whole lot of movement, not a whole lot of crazy rebuilding and stuff. So, what I'm saying right now is these games look like they kind of favor Carolina a little bit. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Now, this is the one that I know my boy, the Voice 2525, cannot wait to talk about because of what happened last season and our home opener last season against Seattle Seahawks, and the fact that they went on to win the Super Bowl in the kind of fashion that they went to win the Super Bowl in. Now, looking at the Seattle Seahawks that ran into the playoffs last season and the performance they showed in the Super Bowl, they make me nervous a little bit, right? They make me a little nervous. They do. The Seattle Seahawks make me a little bit nervous. I'm not completely shook by them, but they do make me a little bit nervous because I was really confident that Carolina was going to win the game last year, and we just didn't get it done. And that team kind of matured over the course of that season. They turned into some kind of monster that nobody expected. Maybe I'm going to say nobody because we did have a dude on the show last year, and he was saying early in this because we had him on for week one. Seahawks 24/7. Was it 24/7 Seahawks? I think that's his YouTube handle is 24/7 Seahawks, and he was saying, "Hey, listen, man, our boys are going to the Super Bowl," and but I figure like every fan would say stuff like that. You know what I mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? This matchup definitely intriguing. So I feel like if Carolina can be looking good by the time we get to this point right here, because this is where the schedule kind of takes a little bit of a turn, and things get really, really interesting at this point. But if they can still hang on and have a decent record by the time they get to the Seahawks, because we don't need Seahawks to be trying to, I don't know. It's just like I say, it's early. It's really, really early. And I don't know what is, are the Seahawks going to be hungover from the Super Bowl like we've been seeing for the past 3 seasons? How the Super Bowl champions come out and they're hungover. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's way too early to tell. But, it's cool though. You know what I mean? I think it's a nice matchup, and the fact that they're making us wait for it because Carolina Panthers fans are still thinking about that, especially since the fact that the Seahawks went on to win the Super Bowl, and we could have knocked them off early in the season, and we didn't get it done, and that kind of thing. So that's how that rolls. So we roll up to week 9, which is the divisional matchup number 2. This one is at home, right? And this is going to so like this goes back to the drama that unfolded last season with New Orleans and Carolina. Carolina goes to the Superdome, and New Orleans pretty much humbled them for a second. You know what I mean? I think New Orleans humbled them for a little bit. They came off the loss from did they get beat by the Seattle Seahawks or the 49ers the week before? I can't remember, but they got beat by one of those NFC West teams, and they were upset about it. They took it out on Carolina, and who better to take it out on than a divisional rival? And it was very interesting to watch. It made for really, really good TV. I ain't gonna lie, it did. And, but then the story was a little bit different. When they came here to Charlotte, when they came and showed up, at Bank of America Stadium, things were different. We showed them what time it was. We sealed our fate and going to the and winning the division and our trip to the playoffs. So, it's cool. I like it. You know what I mean? And I think it's good that we're gonna play them the first time at home. But then again, they may come back to bite us, right? Especially if we drop that game, which the Saints ain't really been doing a whole lot of stuff. We got a few of their guys on our squad this year. Roman Harper, to name one, is Jimmy Graham disgruntled? You know what I mean? I don't know. See, that's what I'm saying. All these things will start to kind of unravel by the time we get to week 9. And that's October. That's on Halloween Day. Or was it the day before Halloween? Something like that. Then we travel to Philly, right? I don't remember the last time Carolina played Philadelphia, but I do remember this. I do remember Carolina playing Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Or was it here in Carolina? I think it was in Philadelphia for the NFC Championship No, it wasn't for the NFC Championship. Yes, it was. It was actually for the NFC Championship. That was the year we went to the Super Bowl. That's right. And so it was in Philadelphia. And I remember that Carolina Panthers defense completely obliterating the Philadelphia. Now, I know both teams are different. There's no Donovan McNabb. There's no Jake Delhomme. There's no Julius Peppers. There's none of that. And, there's no T.O. and all that kind of crap. But no, T.O. wasn't there at the time. T.O. came the next year. But anyway, but we do have Jason Avant, who we just recently acquired from them. And the game should be very interesting. I know the banter on YouTube and Google Plus is going to be ridiculous that week. You know what I mean? The good thing, like, I don't know if you guys ever heard of this little thing that happens on YouTube during the football season. These guys, they have this group, and they call themselves the TTC, aka the Trash Talk Circle, where everybody reps their team, and the week that your team plays another team, you talk trash to them, this, that, and the third. It's so funny that, this season we'll see the Carolina Panthers TTC guys call out people that they normally don't get a chance to call out. This is going to be good. You know what I mean? And, that Saints hate week, the Eagles hate week. And then right after that, the Falcons come in here. And the Falcons, I haven't really seen a whole lot of change in the Falcons, team in the offseason. Now, we pretty much have gotten a player from every one of our division rivals. We have Taquan Underwood from Tampa Bay. We got Roman Harper from New Orleans. And we got Thomas Decoud from Atlanta. So we got, every time we play these guys, there's going to be some kind of, emotional thing going on with these guys. And I don't know, it's kind of cool. You know what I mean? I actually, I'm really, really excited about it. I really am, but the Atlanta Falcons coming in and, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder because of the fact that we pretty much beat them all the way down last year, and the fact that, we kicked them while they were down because, their wide receivers, they couldn't keep them healthy. At one point, both of their high profile guys were out. Then one came back, and then we had these replacement dudes. Matt Ryan couldn't find a rhythm. Their running situation was abysmal. Because they decided to switch up the running back situation last season. I'm still saying, and I'm gonna say it, I still feel like the division still kind of favors us, with the wild card being in Tampa Bay. You know what I mean? Because, from what I can tell right now, it looked like, we won't sweep Tampa this year. We definitely ain't going to sweep New Orleans this year. I think the Falcons still going to get the broom, though. You know what I'm saying? I think the Falcons will still get the broom and that kind of things. I'm serious. I am dead serious. I'm really feeling that. So listen, man, we are gonna take another break, and we shall return here promptly. All right, here we go. Check this out, fellas. If you're looking to build your online presence to gain a larger audience, there's only so much that social media can do for you. Although social media is a powerful way to build a following, there's nothing like having your own hosted website. And that's where Domain.com comes in. Domain.com offers the very best in web hosting services. And with plans starting at just under $4 a month, it's super affordable as well. And now, because you guys are faithful followers of TeamBoydTV's Black and Blue podcast, you can get yourself a sweet combo deal if you go to TeamBoydTV.com and click the Domain.com button. Once you click the button, you get redirected to the Domain.com promo page, where you sign up and use the promo code DOMFREE. That's DOMFREE. You get yourself a free domain. That's a free website that you can use to build your audience with. And Domain.com web hosting is packed with bonus features too. Check this out. All web hosting plans come with $100 Google AdWords bonus, $50 Yahoo/Bing search marketing credit, $50 in Facebook advertisement, and free YellowPages.com listing. And get this, a free toll-free phone number if you live in the United States. And if you're like me and you know absolutely nothing about website design, Domain.com even has the awesomely easy drag and drop site builder to get you up and running right away. So what are you waiting for? There's no excuse not to get your online presence rolling right now. Remember, go to TeamBoydTV.com, click the Domain.com button, and use the promo code DOMFREE, that's DOMFREE, to get your free domain to use for your website right now. And now, back to our program. So, we got week 12 is the bye week and whatnot. And that's a very late bye week. It's a very, very late bye week. And I'm hoping our boys can hold up. I hope Cam's ankle can hold up to that bye week. Because you know what? And I don't know, maybe because I'm just, again, maybe I'm a little bit biased, you know what I mean? Maybe a little bit biased, but I'm just telling you, I just don't see a whole lot of brutal grind, early part of the season. I just don't, and I ain't saying that these games are going to be easy, but nothing like what we had to face last season. And we still pulled 12 wins out, regardless of what they try to, put up against us. We still was able to knock off 12 of those teams. And we had one of the roughest schedules in the NFL last season. So I'm just saying, I think the guys can breathe a little sigh of relief, because it's not as bad as it was last season or the season before that or the season before that. You know what I mean? Okay. So we move on into, after the bye, we go to week 13. When we got to go out to Minnesota. Now, keep this in mind. It's November, the end of November, right? It's cold. They go into Minnesota where, remember, the Metrodome is not there anymore. They tore it down. They're going to be playing outside in some college campus football field out there in the snow. I don't know how our boys going to respond to that, but that one, because of the elements, I'm kind of saying that one may tip into Minnesota's favor, even though I think in that division, Minnesota is probably one of the weakest teams in that division. But one of my favorite dudes to, Zimmer is the new coach there. I don't know they still ain't really figured out what the quarterback situation looks like. Their wide receivers ain't really he still got Adrian Peterson. I don't know, man. I just think with the elements and Adrian Peterson, and maybe if they have any kind of decent offensive line in that kind of weather, man, I think that they have a slight advantage, just a little slight advantage over the rest of the teams that come in there. But I don't know. Again, that one is one of the ones that, because of the elements, I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it. Then we go to the Mercedes-Benz Superdome for Week 14, divisional matchup against the New Orleans Saints. And this one, of course, we know what happened last year when we went down there, man. It's just, I don't know. You know what I mean? That one to make me a little bit nervous, and the fact that we got three divisional games bunched up at the very, very end of the schedule, which they did that kind of crap last year. And I understand it makes really, really nice drama, heading into the playoffs and whatnot. But, sometimes, it makes me a little bit nervous, but I know it's very entertaining. Because after whatever goes down in the Mercedes Superdome, we come back home to face the Buccaneers, at home. Because, we go to Tampa in the beginning of the season, then they come here. By this time, I fully believe that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be done, came together as a squad, and they'd be playing much better football than what we would see in Week 1. That game makes me a little bit nervous. I know they play on the road and stuff like that, but that game makes me a little bit nervous because it's just looking at the way the divisional games are stretched out, and there's no telling what New Orleans schedule, because I haven't looked at anybody's schedule except Carolina's. I haven't looked at anybody else's schedule yet, and because the division's gonna be tight this year. It wasn't really. It was just a 2-horse race last season, but it's gonna be a little tight this year. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a little tight, and I don't know. But then, the Cleveland Browns come up in this joint, and I don't know what to say about that, but the Cleveland Browns come to Carolina. We'll see. You know what I mean? And just like we did last season, we finished the season up at home last season against Atlanta. But this season we go to Atlanta to finish up the season. That was like in Cam's second season. We went to finish the season up in Atlanta. But we could finish the season up at Atlanta, and hopefully by this time Atlanta will be done, got themselves in a much better position than what they were last season. I don't know, man. Like I said, I am pleased at what I'm seeing right now. I am, and I don't care. I know a lot of dudes would be like, you ain't looking at nobody else's schedule. You're a Carolina Panthers fan, so you saying what you're saying and blah, blah, blah. Look, man, I'm going to be completely straight up and honest with you. I like the schedule. I will take this schedule over the one we had last year any day, especially since the fact that we got so many new faces and whatnot. and then, I don't know. I'm just saying I like it. Anyway, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? I'm super excited and whatnot. And oh man, this is just the beginning, man. We really getting ready to get into the NFL season, and I am really, really happy. I hope you guys enjoyed looking at the schedule for the first time along with me, because I just opened it up and just checked it out, and I'm super excited about it. I am super excited about it. But you know what that means, though? That also means that whenever September 7th, is that the first week? So since we have a schedule now, and that's the thing I wanted to announce. Since we have a schedule now, I can actually now go in and calculate when we're going to have the season 2 premiere of Team Boyd TV live with me, my boy JB, my boy Glass from Get With It Sports, and some random people from the TTC on to the show where we do these divisional breakdowns during the summer. That means that it is really, really close. I just got to count 8 weeks back from September 7th, and that's what the date going to be. On next week's show, I will announce the date that the first show will go live. And remember, the game time, Team Boyd TV Game Time is live on this year only. It's not going to be live on YouTube like we did it last season. It's only going to be live on TeamBoydTV.com. So you would have to go to TeamBoydTV.com/live or TeamBoydTV.com and then just click the live button. And that's where the show will be. And we have a fully integrated chat system, because the YouTube chat system was just, it was awful. You know what I mean? It was terrible. And so we had to kind of build our own. So we got a built-in chat system, it's very real time, up to date. So we can respond to the chat way better than what we was able to do last season. The shows will still be on YouTube, but in order to see them live, you guys will have to go to TeamBoydTV.com. Now here's the thing: you can go to TeamBoydTV.com, and if you really still want to be on YouTube, but you can go to TeamBoydTV.com where you can actually see the stream and click the YouTube button. It'll take you back out to YouTube. So if you're more comfortable, checking out the stream on YouTube. But that's the way you can see it, because the live stream will not show up on the YouTube listing. So you won't be able to see it. Like if you go to my channel, it'll say, hey, these guys are live, but you won't be able to see the video unless you go to TeamBoydTV.com. So that's cool. I'm really looking forward to that. I can't wait to get up with the fellas and get that going and that kind of thing. And man, I don't want to make sure I put this in this week's episode, because you guys have been completely awesome during this time with the Team Boyd TV presents the Black and Blue podcast. I've been having a lot of fun, man. The feedback has been tremendous. You guys have been, sharing the podcast. You've been downloading the podcast either from iTunes, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher. It's been fantastic. I can't even express how much I appreciate what you guys have been doing so far. And, and if you guys really, really, really like what we're doing, man, and, it was one of them things that I had to think long and hard about doing. I know the guys in the gaming community do this all the time. But I actually, after me and Vernie had to sit and talk about it for a long time, we finally decided to install a donate button on the TeamBoydTV.com site. So there's a donate button on the bottom of the home page, and then there's also one on the live on the live page. There's one there too. So, like if you guys really want to support us and keep us going, because, doing these things, do involve a little bit of money. We still have to pay subscription fees to Spreaker and stuff like that. And for, the Team Boyd TV live and game time, we still have to pay subscription fees for XSplit and then paying the hosting fees and stuff on Team Boyd TV. Like, I mean, it's crazy. I ain't saying, you guys got to do it. I'm just saying, like, for the most part, it's one of them things where it lets me know that you guys appreciate all the hard work that we've been putting in, because we really, really, really love the NFL. We do. And and me personally, I love my Carolina Panthers just like Vernie loves her New York Giants. And we love doing this for you guys. We do, man. And so, again, if you show your support, man, and if you're not into the donating thing, if you don't want to donate, you don't have to. Still show your support by liking the live streams, sharing the live streams, leaving comments, sharing the podcast, and that kind of thing. We definitely appreciate it. Hey, this has been a blast. you know, and I hope you guys share the same kind of excitement that I had here. I'm looking at the Twitter, and you guys are funny, man. You know, everybody is. Hey, look, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate everything. Again, man, you can hit me up anytime at TeamBoydTV on Twitter. You can, email the show directly at Black and Blue Podcast at TeamBoydTV.com. You leave your comments and stuff on Facebook at Facebook.com/TeamBoydTV, TEEVEE. And of course, all the podcasts and stuff end up on YouTube and stuff. On iTunes, you can leave comments and whatnot and rate the podcast and stuff. And on Spreaker, you can too. Hey, until next week, man, when I will have the announcement of the premiere of Team Boyd TV Live with me, JB, and Glass from Get With It Sports. Until then, man, y'all guys try not to be as super excited as I was. I will catch y'all next week. Y'all take it easy. Peace.
You are listening to the Black and Blue Podcast, presented by TeamBoydTV. The following is a production of TeamBoydTV.com.